see there've been like running up and down the thing, and usually there's people who's like let him go and all that, but he's been running up and down. He's emerald green like Peter Pan, and I was just waiting for a collab. Looks like God decided to collab now. Hey, it, I don't know what's going on, but you're still alive. You know? So this is your tax dollars at work. I pay zero. You know? All I can do is content, but like young and old, I'm doing this thing. Oops. Looks like you guys didn't see it, but here. So of course, this is a traffic violation and all that. Um, you can see people are concerned, but things. This is a nice safe space for us. I do actually. Hold on. Yeah, hungry. I was gonna save this, but you can do more. I feed you, and you help me feed the birds a little bit. You know? Yeah. When you're hungry, no, say you feel hungry. So this looks like proper arrest procedure. I don't know. I am not a police. I'm not affiliated. Enjoy it. It's yours. It's all yours. So there's no brutality. There's no slamming on the floor. It's just do you need medical attention? And everything's good. Or job well done for both sides. There was no vehicular manslaughter. No children were hurt by the bicyclist or motorcycle. And it could have gotten worse. Could have been a lot worse. There's no blood on the floor at all. You know, there's no urine. There's nothing. It's just flow of traffic. The thing is impounded. No weapons beating anybody. It's just very clean. You can't outrun a walkie-talkie. I saw them drive this way and then back. You know, see, that's the thing. Like that's about being neutral. What am I supposed to? You know, I don't think I have any open warrants, but if I do, I hope all open warrants are closed. Because I'm actually working for free. And then of course, there's like it's a job well done. That's what I'm gonna say. Just the trying. And then there's like normal motorists, and then joyrides. It's like three cars to box him in. So I don't know. You know. Basically, I will attest. The two kids, are fine. They don't need medical attention. There's no blood, no broken bones, no contusions, nothing. It takes like a three squad to do all this. You know, I've never been part of this like journalism documenting, but it's job well done. I'm gonna say that real loud. Job well done on all parts. The lawyers get to do work, the judge gets to do work, and then the community gets a little bit of excitement. That's what I think. How you doing, boss? Making sure everything. Oh, sorry, I'm just that. So I'm just doing commentary. Job well done for all. There's no violence. Too much. Maybe an accidental thing. It's pretty much it. It's just like a public thing. There's no expectation of privacy. You know? I've never seen one of these. Like those detective movies. And of course, I feel for the guy, but his lawyer is gonna make a lot of money somehow, and his judge is gonna make a lot of money. His family's gonna make a lot of money. His country's gonna make a lot of money. It's just people doing their job. My brother told me they're just doing their jobs. Call them clowns all day, but I seen clowns shouldn't be able to do that. You know what I mean? They just converged on a one dude caught him. So keep it under the speed limit, and especially like some people don't want their pictures. 93 out of 100. Some people do. There's a spectrum here. As a neutral observer, you're gonna be observed. There's body cams, and the only thing is there's no blood. So no blood means no violence. There should be like there's a proper man right there. I saw a high speed chase like this way and then went back. Like and then parts of the car fell off, but still. And you can't really tell these are undercover because they're regular plates, you know? But the vest lets you know. So far nobody went into my chat because it's like very unlisted. It's just for my records, you know. If anything happens to me or my friend here, well, you know, we were alive before and we were smiling. Yeah, you know, life goes on. If a whole bunch of other kids start doing that again, I don't know. They're just too far gone. Right near the precinct too. The precinct is like 3 blocks away. That's retarded. Do it in the South Bronx or something. Some people just want to get caught. I don't know, but it's gonna be like a celebrity thing here so far. I mean, every cruiser has like cameras. So and you know, anywho, you know, I'm relying on the fact that Bus Nouveau or all my fans are technologically illiterate, aka boomers, or they don't want to get involved in this. But all I do is keep this as a video record of my adventures, quote unquote. If it's a documentary, it's just normal, you know. But I'm kind of glad I caught that because I've never seen that before. It's the first time in all this. You know, most people is like, you know, I've been on either side of this, arresting or being arrested. I'm like neutral in all this. I don't know nothing. You know, if I did do something, I would never recklessly endanger children. This is a main thoroughfare. When you're going that fast or you're a fugitive, either you're doing it for the joyride or there's some serious charges. And you look at the newspaper and then the YouTubes and the videos and the CNN, and it happens in real life. I was wondering why I had like some urge to do that. You know, I think I did that so the guy could do maybe 15, 30 minutes of running around. I have no idea. All hail the angels. That's kind of cute. Why would you throw this out? These are beautiful. It's like my look at that. Yeah, you're so cute. Why would you throw these out? Anywho, anyways, That was a little bit of the thing. Like, if there was an explosion right near me, I thought I'm gonna die. Two cars colliding is gonna be like an explosion. There's shrapnel all over the world. So I was like, oh well, I had thought to live longer than this. The fact that God sheltered me enough, and my phone, which is very fragile, it's got a crack on it already. Like, I just heard boom, you know. So there I was just feeding my pigeons when suddenly arrest. And this video is unlisted just in case, YouTube has this policy of reviewing a stream for 24 hours. If it's relevant, I don't know, for both sides, right? Like, I don't know which member, but it's job well done on both sides, you know? Like, you don't do that without, like, lawyers ready to defend their rights were violated or something. But I don't know. I don't know all the facts of the matter. I just know as feeding pigeons, I heard a noise. I look up and there's an arrest. Beyond that, I don't know the details. That's the safest thing to be. And a representative for maybe the cartel is like, you, I didn't see nothing. All I'm doing is recording. It's like, don't record my face. Oh, I'm sorry. The ones who are supposed to be recorded because they got a collar, you don't want to be recorded missing. You know what I mean? It's just a waiting game. Like me. If I did something wrong, either the cartel or the gangs or the police would confiscate this. I'm managing to thread my thing through the needle. It's like I'm very fair-minded. You know, I've gotten the wrong end of the stick many, many times. So I'm fair not by choice but by experience. It's much nicer to be fair than unfair, no matter how much it hurts me personally. You know, I love to favor one side over the other, and I'm biased, right? I am more suited for one because I'm not a good criminal. By default, you know what side I'm on. It's like, thank God, I could have died. I'm not even the best athlete drivers can't compete against like a pylon like that. It was three undercover, and it looked like marshals and shit. So usually the young can outsmart one or two, but eight trained people, that's pushing it. It's like me trying to debate all of the mods at GLP. I'll just pick one, merit, and you take care of them. Explain my position to me. You already have the standing. Why would I fight all the people when I can just convince one guy? You and me are so alike. You know, we just grew up in different circumstances, and that's all we need to know. Here's my position. I'm you in a different place. Stay humble, okay? You are my representative in all this. You are my senator. You're my chosen nominated president. Explain my position. I'm not gonna fight all the fucking mods, but some people want it, and they have a procedure for that too. My procedure is people listen to me. Your procedure is you want a high speed chase. It's all the same to them. The sexier the arrest, the more money they get paid, I think. Yeah. I was wondering. It's just like I was doing it for my own personal safety. The incense is like, you know where to find me if you want to inquire. My rent's still fucking I mean, it's not that high. It's not like I pay 80,000 a month, but still, for me, for my level, honest. If I wanted to be a criminal, I don't know. I already ran that route. I stole from George Soros once. I impeded maybe his trucking thing for like a minute. And for that, like that, missing a minute when you already have an hour, it's not that big a deal. It's a big deal when you're like, we do want you promise to deliver in 5 minutes and you're a minute late, then, they call the whole thing off. But if you're ahead by 3 hours, 1 minute late is not a big deal. You got to pick and choose, like, if you're going to do that. So, anyway, I gave a list because Gap, Mind the Synaptic Gap, was talking all sorts of crazy. He's got a rope already to his fixture, and then it's like Dude, you look like you ate a lot of cheesecake. That poor fixture. I was just like, anybody, a cursory glance is like, you think that's gonna collect, like, it might snap your neck, but you could just slam your head in a door or something, or just like, trip. See this? You could just climb the fence and fall down, and it's gonna be painful. You could be brain dead. It's not guaranteed. That's the equivalent of that, you know. So I'm hoping Gappy sees this, but it's unlisted. I'll review this and maybe edit it or something, download it. But it's just for my video proof that I didn't do nothing. That's not me driving the thing. It's like, and is this a simulation? I don't know. I have my adrenaline pumping, and people coming close to me like, "What's going on?" And I'm just narrating this. My weird ass life, my very bizarre life. If I did something wrong, you'd know it. The signal would be gone. But I'm just maybe, or they're all waiting. What happens next to him? Is he protected by God or cursed by God? It's all the same to me. As long as God's involved, He knows how to make curses appear like blessings, and blessings appear like curses. He can obscure the sun. He can keep my chat at zero chatters and zero likes simply because it's unlisted, and there's no interest in all in collabing with me. He wants the solo stage. Only God collabs with me, and when He's here, it's a big deal. So, if you all doubt God and atheist, agnostic, you don't know, you don't care, oh boy, the God you're going to get won't know and won't care about your good deeds. He just arrest you. You know? I didn't think they were all serious until I saw that. Then I was like, holy shit, they are serious about all these arrests. You know? And those are nice speakers. Sometimes you see speakers like that. You know? I try not to dance because I might actually be good at it. I'm going to end it.